Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, Dr. Ren, aka Papagana, and Nkomo Ben and a Wapunoso. Many woka say the former a year national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Many woka say Yachino Atum, ya remanded no, a year Eastern region. Me den komoni na me de bema. Afen so Wontumi ono nso person obeye chairman of the New Patriotic Party nso. Ono nso court ene no twe. Me no woka say the court say sene Wontumi atie bia no say obomodiana o file for the defense na eja otimi ekyerechire di kudie nti a attorney general de asema ba court na ono susu se onye boni nti a wo my Ghana eninti emaye nche no emaye mbo ne kwadu wenimu ensemfo amienu a mepese me ne wudi ho nkomo ntimame ma TikTok fo nyina akwaba na menchia yenuanom nso a mohwe me wo YouTube. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so, do so, and also share the feed. I see my senior Molash, General Secretary. Senior, it is saying, Hurricane, see the state is delaying on these issues, and it is annoying. Just say, you can also keep your comments coming. And when you do, I will open my TikTok, and then I will add 1 or 2 people to also share their views. Na eja, yenso yetie ewo YouTube. Now, ladies and gentlemen, enche ana eja nyina yete say Ghana police recruitment ho sensem ebetodwa. In fact, you people saw my video. Na video na me no knowing say me video no. When say me kan sempa me ni me say makoma koso. You know, when you love your nation Ghana and you want the best for your country, sometimes eja honhom family ano a na eja ye kansem. Na the good news ni say make kansem ni nyina no a on point no. I was told say President John Dramani Mahama so etie ehwe video no. In fact, na owo aquantium se munim obaye no wa order say one security for paying for ehia ene wo kire say omuntimi eden emomode anu umbie a friend is saying recruitment nim nti police for no ene asrafo no ntimi hwe so metimi afa nipa 40,000 Ghanaians na eja ometimi enlist omo into the police services. Nti one of the good news are mechita for na me person me catch no. It is a good news. Say sometimes some people think see ebijana e kasa ye ho na atoye debi. I want the best for my people across the nation, irrespective of which particular region you come from. Because obi krom na me wo, ahanya me krom. Me bedi pa e will be mine so. Me nye broni. Oti I say that is why I don't force myself to speak obroni ne kasa to try to fake my accent and no, I am real. Oti I say enti nyamin chadi as we are away and we are fighting for the betterment of our nation, His Excellency John Mahama etie ne me no kasa de wabomodini a de etintim nkrata so through ne nkofo ama omode asem no aba betudwa ma me momode na mempe letter do na menkenkan na yenyina yensu yentie letter ne bi o say presidency communication Monday March 16th 2026 President Mahama directs a year expansion of security services recruitment. President John Dramani Mahama has held a high-level meeting with the heads of security agencies. Now, as some of them, the Minister of Interior and acting Minister of Defense on the ongoing security services recruitment processes. I say, following a briefing on the processes, the president has directed that the number of men and women to be recruited to the various security agencies should be increased from 20,000 to 40,000 over a 4-year period. Now, I say the president has also directed the heads of the security agencies to ensure transparency and fairness in the recruitment processes. President at the meeting where the chief of staff, security secretary to the president, senior presidential advisor on governmental affairs, national secretary, national security coordinator, inspector general of police, Director General Prisons, Director General Fire Services, Controller General of the Ghana Immigration Friends Services, and the Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission. Signed, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, MP, spokesperson to the President, Minister, Government Communication. We ene asemwa ebato dwano. Thanks to the president, but you know me, Oliver Twist, I will always ask for more. I think, sir, 40,000 a year, but still it's swap. And this is the reason why I'm a catcher. So my show is called The Solution Show. Until team now manone, now was solutions to help abino. Now obetime recruiting more Ghanaians, sir. Just reach out to me. Why? Just reach out to me. Now, menso memawo mentumi so mempush wo man paying for. Na woni wo musu ni nkomo ekwan a wo susu say o solution a ebetumi a expand the recruitment services no. And into we no building the nation Ghana enye nipa ba akwa adwene. So don't be a spectator. Let me quote Akufo-Addo here. Otiase, don't be a spectator. Otiase, be part of building the nation. If you have any ideas, any solutions, please be on board, because the president watched my video. In fact, he was touched according to the personal Oliesi information, and he was touched because I was hitting on certain points and certain solutions. I'm just to say, yasrafo no betimi aya betimi aboa ama o metimi nya sika ama o metimi so mo fa nipa ewo the services ni mu a o metimi tua wo mo ka bosumi bia na nkonkoye a burden onto the state. Ntimi me kire madwen kire bi no ama president etimi aye a meeting a woni asrafo ni nyina atena ase a enemy ka say why den wa obomodia increase the friend is saying the recruitment friend is saying listen no e dey call 40,000 a year, a period of 4 years, which means that afibia ni emfa nipa 10,000. I still believe say they can do more, but thanks to president say share your video no na wotie no asupem. This is what we want. This is the governance we all looking for. In today bia me ka say solution bia, don't think say nobody is listening to you. Don't think somebody is bring it out. Bring it out. Maybe your solution will be the key to solve the problems of our nation. Because after all, we are all involved. We are all involved in building Ghana, not a few people, not a few. That is my belief. So let's come up with the solutions. Na yemfambua painful, because sometimes they can lose track. They have all the fantastic ideas in opposition, but the moment they are in power, for some reason, just like Bishop Dag Mill said, for some reason, then they forget the solution. So let's be hard in bringing more solutions so that the people can also solve the problems facing our dear nation. I mean, a friend is saying, what about a solution to my unemployment? Okay, yes, we are all involved. So if you have other solutions, people who are listening can also profess solution. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dr. Ren TV. On TikTok, we have over 100 people watching us. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Ren TV. Let's build a family together. Now, let me go straight to the conversation today. Now, me start it off with a year Ura Freddy Blay. Now, Freddy Blay, asembe na atono. Yenko kinkai a year news efa Freddy Blay ho. Na yenhunu de atono. In simple terms, Freddy Blay was arrested today. Now, the attorney said the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party has reportedly been arrested by the Ghana Police Services. According to the report, the arrest of Freddy Blay follows of execution of a bench warrant issued by the Ekropon Circuit Court over the alleged property destruction. Gas chiefs stormed Freddy Blay's residence, offer apology for false land grabbing claims. The report added that the case stems from a complaint filed on 1st February 2025 by a landowner at Kitase in the Equiapem area. Police sources says that the complaint discovered the damage during a visit to the land on January 31st, 2025, where he found that structures under construction on the property had been destroyed. The report added that the investigators who later visited the site arrested 5 individuals who were allegedly clearing the land with the use of a backhoe. During interrogation on one of the suspects, reportedly mentioned Freddy Blay and other individuals, Nana Osei Intifo the First, also known as Dada, as the persons who allegedly directed them to carry out the destruction. Nana Osei Intifo the First was subsequently arrested near the police station shortly afterwards, the report indicates. Freddy Blay was later invited by the police to assist in investigation, but reportedly failed to honor. Listen here. He failed to honor the invitation despite indicating he would report. Just say, or share boss or be report when the police invited him, but he failed to respect or honor the police invitation. This is a lawyer. Let me go on. On April 24, 2025, Blay, together with Nana Osei Intifo the First and other suspects, were expected to appear before the Ekropon Circuit Court. However, the court issued a bench warrant for his arrest after he failed to show up. The report added that attempts by investigators to arrest him at his East Legon residence were unsuccessful. Police also reportedly sent multiple messages to him through various channels in May 2025, but he allegedly neither responded nor reported. While investigations were ongoing, one of the co-accused petitioned the office of the Attorney General, who, after reviewing the docket, advised the police to proceed with the charges as initially filed. The accused person was formally charged and arraigned on February 5, 2025, active until his arrest on Monday, March 16, 2026. So, Freddy Blay, say, ya remanded ewo Ekropon police station. Now, efa ensase ho. Obi asase. Freddy Blay chese ne dia. Nipa krona asase a waye bibi wa asase ne so. Freddy Blay se onte ase. Or the by force as a lawyer or joining Ghana Bar Association 1971. Or say or no dear, unrespected the laws of the country. Police friend no won't call. From last year, what dodgy police is because to him he thinks say ebia na adwene mo no ebia na adwene na still na downfo Akufo-Addo na president of the Republic of Ghana. Inti was so no there. he is not going to respect police. Inti ampeni ampa. Police aton sa freni bia. Wanko. Niri was a year Ghana's former ambassador to Germany. Yes. In 2000, after I completed at the Saddle College, my mom took me to his cousin, Freddy Blay. Uncle Freddy Blay told me, say, he would take me to South Africa after my education. Meko University was South Africa. And then before Ameko School was South Africa University, no, I need to go and work as a teacher. I was a young boy at the time. I've completed a year college at the age of 16. I didn't like traveling. I mean, maybe I'm in park went to. My father didn't like that. So my mom and her cousin had between Komo didn't Komo a Freddy Blay. In short, I realized that this man, even though he's my uncle, he's an unfaithful uncle. Mamincha Slimbuster, the legend, is here. Greetings to you, legend Slimbuster. All protocols observed. This my uncle, even in my village, in our village, he likes grabbing people's lands. He is fond of doing that. I don't know what. Or the assassin or pre-assassin. He has so many houses in Accra. Many houses. Some self free until he gets a reminder from his wife, Gina, that this is also one of your houses. He has houses at Cantonment, East Legon, Airport Residential Area, you name it. All the prime areas in Accra. When they free Accra all the way to Ekropong. In our village, he has thousands of acres. I don't know what this man needs lands for. He's my uncle. Owua, I don't need those lands. But I'm wondering, where from all this grabbing greediness? I always tell you, the moment you become a Kufu-Addo's friend, you become greedy for wealth. Greedy for wealth. In fact, in 1998, myself and Terry Bonchaka left at the Saddle College to go and support him. I was a young boy at that time, 14-year-old boy. Me and Terry Bonchaka. In fact, Terry Bonchaka composed a song for him in 1998. First year student at the Saddle College. And the song goes like this. Sewobeto Abba Papa Toma Mr. Freddy Blay. And you know the way Terry Bonchaka has a very nice and sweet voice with his raga dope voice. Many of you don't know. When we went to Adisadel College, Terry Bonchaka could not speak Chi. He could speak Ga. He is a Ga man. He couldn't speak Chi. So me coming from Ashanti region with my friend known as Otumfuo, we had to translate anything he wants to say. We will translate it into Chi and write it for him. That is how Terry Bonchaka started learning how to speak Chi. He is a fast learner. We went to Nzima, Elembele. We composed a song. He composed. I was not part of it. He composed a song for my uncle. How did Terry Bonchaka got to know my uncle? Simple. Terry Bonchaka's uncle is Honorable Peter Ala Ajete, former Speaker of Parliament. That is Terry Bonchaka. Cherry Ajete uncle. They were friends. So one thing led to the other. We all went to our village, my village, not Terry Bunchake's village, my uncle's village. We went to campaign for him. Now, let me tell you this story. Many of you don't know, but let me share it here for the first time. When my uncle was the MP for Elembele, he was nicknamed Elembele Mugabe. In fact, I was the one that gave him that name. Because after uni, I realized that he was not doing nothing for the people of Elembele. So I started calling him Elembele Mugabe. Was my mother happy? No. Was my family members happy? No. But my father was happy. Because for my father, he did not understand why Freddy Blay was still an MP and no development, and people kept voting for him. So guess what? Myself and some students from Kivas, some in Zimes, across the many universities in Ghana, we teamed up and we campaigned against him. Fast forward in 2007, somewhere around 2006 and 7, Emmanuel Ama Kofi Bua, also a cousin, came all the way from the United States of America with his slangs. He wanted to join CPP. In fact, this man was an MP in the name of CPP. So Bua wanted to join CPP. It was not his dream to join the NDC. But when he came and Freddy Blay made it so hard for him to contest the Elembele seat for CPP, his big brother, I call him Daddy Frank, very rich and prosperous, Emmanuel Ama Kofi Bua, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable, his big brother is dusted, very filthy rich. In fact, many restaurants in Accra in the 80s and 90s, he owned many restaurants in Accra. Advise him. I told you, you don't need to join CPP. Join NDC. After all, that is where you can even get more support. Emmanuel Ama Kofi Bua listened to the advice of his big brother and he joined the NDC campaign. To cut the long story short, they went out their usual campaign to vote and elect an MP. And Emmanuel Ama Kofi Bua became victorious. When Ama Bua became victorious, he contested against Freddy Blay in 2008. And guess what? To the surprise of many, Emmanuel Ama Bua became victorious and got into parliament in 2009. After this man lost, he quickly joined the MPP. So all along, he was an MPP in disguise. But he knew that the people of Elembele would not vote for an MPP candidate. So he lied to the people of Elembele. My uncle Freddy Blay is a cunning man who conned his constituents into thinking that he's a true CPP. No, he used the CPP to become an MP. He was in parliament in 1997 and got kicked out in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what happened when he was Elembele Mugabe? He did not do any better developmental projects from where he came from. He only built a big house for himself. A very huge house. Nobody even lived in those homes. And yet the people were poor, and he could not even give them capital. Under him, the Nzimes are known for what they call kukwe, nwori, to wit, coconut oil. That was one of the most prime lucrative businesses that Nzimes engaged themselves into. The Nzimes are known for kube anwa. There was some time that they were having, coconut farmers were having issues and difficulties. Akukube no entumi nso, entumi mbo. Yesi yare bia tokube no so. Many farmers approached Freddy Blay. Guess what this wicked man did? He is my uncle, so don't look at me like that. Not just corner uncle. No. Where if he dies, they will bury, is the same place they will bury me. Instead of helping the coconut farmers to solve the disease, guess what? He neglected them. Till date, many people believe that he even planned it. Do you know why? Coconut farms. Many people lost their coconut farms. And guess what he did later? He started contacting the owners of the coconut farms and started buying the coconut farms from them. That confirms what many people were thinking. That, Blay, to wait. Oh, it is Freddy Blay who deliberately got certain things to infect our coconut. Because why would you be in a haste to buy coconut farmers' lands? He bought hundreds of acres of lands from these farmers. Some people even claim that he did not even pay them well. That one, I will say allegedly, because I don't have the true fact there. But I know my uncle. He acquired huge lands in Nzima. And he says he wants to plant rubber. He wants to go into rubber plantation. He did about 50 acres of rubber plantation. In fact, where his rubber plantation is, I also have 10 acres of rubber plantation. Guess what? One day, I don't know what happened. Somebody was burning something in his bush. It came to affect my rubber plantation, not his. And I knew that it was my own uncle. I knew it. Because he was not happy the way I campaigned against him. He complained to my mom. He complained to his other brothers and uncles, his cousins, my uncles. He complained bitterly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am not shocked to see or hear him going after people's lands. He is a greedy man. You know, he wanted to buy Labadi Hotel. This man is so greedy in life. With all the riches, he still wants more. But he's not even a giver. He does not even support. These people are so wicked. If he was even a giver, at least it will be understandable. But he's grabbing from the poor by force because he thinks that we are still living in the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufu-Addo. Under Akufo-Addo, they grabbed many people's lands at the West Legon and East Legon. Did you not see what Bawumia and his wife did to George Otibonsu, the base founder? That is who they are. Old men that are greedy. And I'm told that the court has remanded him for 3 weeks. I wish the court would give him 3 years. He is my own uncle. Oh, yes. No joke. I wish they would give my uncle 50 years in prison. He is of no good use anymore. Uncle, stop this greediness. Stop going after poor people's lands. Leave it to them. How many children do you have? You just have only 3 children. Your wife is rich. Daily Guide is your own. You own a big publication company. Uncle, why are you so greedy? Why? Everything that we are trying to acquire, one day born, one day die. You will not be 180 years on this earth. You will die and all your properties will go to the poor people. All your properties will go into the hands of people you do not even know. And I'm telling you, that's the truth. Hell, politicians, this man, grabbing. I always tell them and I advise them. I say, anybody who steals from the poor, you will be dealt with. You will face the consequences here before you die. If you don't face it, your children will face it. This is the gospel truth. And this man today disrespected courts. When court invited him, he thinks he is above the law. He did not attend. From 2000 and 2025, this man refused to honor the court invitation. And today, he's been arrested. Nobody is above the law. The law must work irrespective of who you are, especially those who know better and they purposely, disrespectfully disrespect the laws. He is a lawyer. He ought to know better. Years ago, they told me that when laws are created, the conscience of a man comes alive. Uncle, where was your conscience when the court invited you? What were you doing that you were so busy that you could not even send your lawyers? Very arrogant. The man that I'm talking about, that you see behind me, his name is Freddy Blay, former chairman of the New Patriotic Party. He's been remanded for 3 good weeks. May he live there, enjoy the mosquito bites, and when he comes back, he will have a change of mind and he will stop going after people's property. As the Muslims will say, Atabr Allahu Akbar. Ladies and gentlemen, let me move on to my story number 2. Wontumi. Wow. What has happened to Wontumi? Pardon me. So Wontumi would definitely go to prison. That is my prayer. And if you also share the same prayers with me, say amen. Saps, he says, you are the first Ghanaian to speak against family politicians. As for we from Elembele, we were born and trained by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So wrong is wrong, irrespective. Even my own cousin, Emmanuel Amakofibua, honorable, if he does something which is wrong, they know I will speak my mind. That is why a lot of people wonder, where do I belong? Am I an NDC? Am I an MPP? Am I CPP? I say, for now, I am Ghana. The base is tempting. The base movement is tempting. But anyway, many of you know that I've always voted for the MPP. You already know. That one is not a hidden secret. So yes, let me move on and continue with Chairman Wontumi. Oh, Chairman Wontumi. Now, Chairman Wontumi, what has happened to him? Oh, what has happened to him? So the story is very, very simple. This is the story. Chairman Wontumi, according to the news that broke out today, says very clearly. He says that this afternoon, the High Court dismissed Chairman Wontumi's submission of no case in the Republic versus Bernard Entwibo Siakon, Kwame Entwi, and Akonta Mining Company Limited. According to Chairman Wontumi, he told the court that the case that Attorney General brought is of no use. He has not done nothing wrong, so there is no case. So the court should throw the Attorney General's case away. That Attorney General does not have any case. He is of no blame. He is white as a snow. So court, throw away the Attorney General's complaint against me. And guess what? The court is saying that, no, you must open a defense. What does that mean? It means that the Attorney General has been able to convince or illustrate to the court that the allegations that he brought before them against Chairman Wontumi, there are a lot of truths, and that Chairman Wontumi did wrong against the state and must be punished. Now that the court has directed Chairman Wontumi and his Akonta Mining to explain their side of the story, what it means is simple. It means that if they don't come up with good evidence to support their no defense claim, Chairman Wontumi will be prosecuted, will be sentenced, and he will go to prison, and he will pay for the damage he has caused. So if Chairman Wontumi fails to give any sensible explanation to the accusations brought by the Attorney General or the State Attorney, it means that he will be convicted and punished. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've always been praying for. I have always been praying for that politicians who take advantage of our nation, Ghana, must be punished. Politicians who hide behind political parties and political slaves, all because they give them 5 CD, 2 CD, 3 CD. All because they take photos with Chairman Wontumi. They take photos with Chairman Freddy Blay. So they trade their allegiance for 1 CD, 2 CD. Today, the court has made it clear and has directed Chairman Wontumi and his Akonta Mining to explain their side of the story. I hope by August, September, October, they will finish with their case. And then by November, December, Chairman Wontumi will really be sentenced to prison so that he can enjoy his first Christmas, 2026, in prison. That is my prayer. I know a lot of good friends that are connected to Chairman Wontumi. In fact, Chairman Wontumi himself, I know him. But the truth must be told, my brothers and sisters, I am not doing friends here. Because if you did not respect the nation Ghana, and you stole what belongs to all of us, and you destroyed what belongs to all of us, it means you have no respect for us. So why should I also respect you? No. Because my allegiance is to my mother Ghana. Yours is to the individual. No. The individual is my brother. As this popular Ghanaian comedian in Kumasi will say, she is my brother. I've forgotten that guy's name. There's a nice and there's a fantastic comedian in there. He does a show with this is my sports journalist friend at a Pure FM or Pure TV. You see, we must always be bold. Ship dealer, thank you. We must always be bold to speak truth to these people. Look, MPP UK is not even happy with Chairman Wontumi. I tell you, if people are allowed to speak and talk about Chairman Wontumi, MPP UK, they are not happy with Chairman Wontumi. Do you know why? Chairman Wontumi used the power and disrespected many people. Yes. Chairman Wontumi was more or less like a godson of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Everything Chairman Wontumi will say, Bawumia takes it hook, line, and sinker. Forget that he did not go to university. That is not anything. After all, he went to one of the best colleges in Ghana, Prempeh College. Yes, his English is not good. That is not anything. But the greediness, this Chairman Wontumi told the people of Ashanti region that he is building an empire and he is building a huge mansion that when he finish, it will even be bigger than Otumfuo's residence. And that to him, he got the power. And he will show John Mahama and the NDC power. In fact, he used to tell my good friend, Chairman Di Capo, Kofi Boache, Commander, one, that anytime they want to come to Kumasi, they have to negotiate before they come to Kumasi. Hey! In fact, power makes people talk big. And today, Chairman Wontumi is begging John Dramani Mahama. In fact, I learned that he rang Sami Jemfi and told him he should do everything to beg the president's wife for him. So that Madam Mrs. Forceful, intelligent, and very supportive woman, Her Excellency, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, to beg her husband so that they will let everything slide and that he is prepared to reclaim the land and start building coconut. In fact, he is begging that they should accept a plea bargain. And that it will be a shame if he goes to prison. He has been begging. He moves from one person to the other. He has been speaking to some pastors, some imams, because he knows that he will go to prison. He knows what he did. Akonta mines. Hey, what these people have done to the nation Ghana, you have no idea. Recently, I met one of his guys. Throughout the 8 years, he never worked. And he told me point blank. He said, look, we are still doing the galamsey. I said, hey, oh, he said, oh, we are doing it here, we are doing it here, we are doing it here, we are doing it. Where you people said we have destroyed, we are there still, we are doing it. Because definitely we know that our man will go into prison. So we are doing it more to get the money. After 4 or 8 years, if NDC leaves power and MPP will come, after 8 years in prison, he will come out. Chairman Wontumi will definitely go to prison. He has done a lot of damage to Ghana. He comes from Bosomtwe. And guess what? His own village road, he could not construct. He was given some road contracts. He could not even accomplish. He was given money to go into farms. He told people, the government, that he needs money to ensure that the people that comes from the Galamsey areas, he will support them to go into agric. And guess what? He squandered the money. He chopped the money. The acres of land that he promised, he did not honor his own words. In fact, he broke his own words. These are wicked men. And anybody who supports a wicked man is either because the person gets one CD from them, or because of tribal foolishness. What will make you support a man who destroys his own country? And when it gets to West, they run and come to United Kingdom to seek refuge. If the white people were stealing from their people in England, America, Germany, France, USA, and they were running with the money to Africa, do you think that Europe will be developed for you to come and love Europe and worship the Akwesi Abroni that we were told by our own chief, Nana Osei Bonsu, that Emperor said this year will go and work in the land of the cold? This is what Nana Osei Bonsu said, one of the greatest chiefs of Ashanti region. In fact, to me, he is the greatest of all Ashanti chiefs. Hey, these people are so wicked and evil. If I tell you the houses they have here in the UK, you will be shocked. Oseche Mansa Bonsu is in the United Kingdom. They have left the people of Swami. He has left the people of Swami and is now roaming in UK, gallivanting in the UK. They steal from the poor. And they will what? Transfer the money to the land of Akwesi Bruni. It is only fools who will worship people like this. Excuse my French, because sometimes we must call a spade a spade. It is only witches and wizards who will follow such people and worship them. I don't follow men. I don't worship men. I worship truth, and I worship people who will bring my people development. Because I have seen people who die on the Mediterranean Sea just to look for job. This is the reason why when you see me passionately talk about Ghana, this is one of the reasons why. Because you see, every decision these men take, if It's not right. It destroys a nation. It destroys a family. You have no idea that corruption goes beyond what you might think. Imagine if these people were stealing and even using the money to build industries, factories and companies, and building roads for all of us to benefit from. I am not saying when you come to UK, there is no corruption. I am not saying when you go to America, there is no corruption. No. After all, the word corruption is not a tree word. The word corruption is not my mother tongue. It's not an Enzima word. It's not frafra or gonja or eve or gan. It's an English word. It means that the Englishman knows that some of his people are corrupt. But they don't steal and bring it to Ghana. Tofiakwa. They will never do that. So why do our politicians steal and then run and come and hide it in the land of the cold, where sunshine only appears within 3 months and vanishes? It's only wicked people. And they will brag to Ghanaians and make Ghanaians feel inferior. That, oh, I went to London. Oh, I went to London. Oh, I went to America. When have you heard that the people of America are bragging in America that they went to Ghana? When have you heard Donald Trump talk about Ghana the way our leaders passionately talk about Europe and America? Such fools must not be worshipped. Such fools must be told the truth, that enough of this thievery, enough of this corruption, because you are destroying the very foundation of our great nation. And I am afraid. I am afraid for the youth that will come tomorrow. Oh yes, I am afraid. And I weep for the African youth, because if care is not taken, we will be recolonized. Oh yes, we will be recolonized by the Western imperialists, because they are saying that our leaders are so foolish and that they cannot govern us. When we talk, people come and insult us. Do you know, because of corruption and lack of employment, people leave their wives and come to abroad and lie that they are not married? Do you know that women leave their husbands and come to abroad and lie and sleep with other men just to have enkrata? You have no idea. So you will worship Wontumi, but I don't worship such thieves. Oh, I don't worship such fools. I spit on them. I'm telling you. Hey, the only thing that will give the black man a sense of respect is building your nation. Yes. In fact, in 1975, after General Mao of China tried everything to build China, and he could not, and he failed, he was referred by the Europeans as a twat who could not lead his people out of poverty. As if that was not enough. In fact, the Americans referred to the Chinese people as a good-for-nothing people. So I am not surprised if Donald Trump tells us that we are a shithole. Oh, I am not surprised, because the Chinese heard it and they were not screaming and shouting. What they did was that they bailed China. Oh yes, they bailed. A man named Deng Xiaoping, his height is as equal as Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. No, it's as equal as Oseche Mensah Bonsu, because Akufo-Addo is taller than Oseche Mensah Bonsu. That man bailed China in 1981. He told every Chinese that from today, woe betide you if you give birth to 2 children. That was the beginning and the genesis of sacrifice. That man had to minimize the number of children they want. This is what a country sacrificed. They sacrificed their sexual libidos to see China prosper. In 1981, Chinese started compulsory free education across the entire nation. People in farms were educated by force. People that goes at the market to sell were educated by force. People at school were forced to, and they were educated. In 1985, Deng Xiaoping took 400 million Chinese people out of poverty, abject poverty. Do you know the meal of Chinese people in those days? They used to eat human hair. They will cook it and they will eat it as indomie. They will add some salt and some pepper and some spices. That is why Chinese people like eating anything they see. It was because of poverty and hunger. In 1987, before Deng Xiaoping left the scene, he took 600 million people out of abject poverty. So don't tell me that the poor people will live with us, because I have seen a country that took 600 million people out of poverty. How many people do we have in Ghana? We are not even up to 40 million people. We are not even up to 50 million. Not even up to 100 million. And yet, our greedy politicians like the Wontumis and the likes of Chairman Freddy Blay will always steal from us. And these are the fools who many of their supporters, low-minded people, bribed with one cedi, they hail, all because of tribal foolishness, ethnic jingoism. They follow because their forefathers followed MPP or followed NDC, so all by all means, they must follow. I am not one of those people. When you see me here, I don't stand here for any party person. So if you're a political slave or a political fool, you better get out of my page. I have no space for you, because my page don't entertain fools. We want to build a nation. Can you imagine, with all the money stolen, at a point in time, Al Jazeera referred to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as gold mafia? Do you understand? That your president is being reported as a mafia of gold, not just any other state agency or media house. Al Jazeera, the entire world got to know that Akufo-Addo was a mafia who was stealing our gold and siphoning it outside the nation Ghana, when they could have used the gold to build. Where are the Agenda 111? Where are the industries? Where are the companies? Tell me, why must the Ghanaian child suffer? Because 600 million people out of poverty, then it means that our solution can be solved. But it is not being solved because politicians like Wontumi and Chairman Blay have followers who always hail them and shout to them, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. More fire. Go on, Chairman Wontumi. We support your thievery. Instead of being loyal to Mother Ghana. Hey! I have never seen many foolish Ghanaians always supporting politicians. And when these politicians are sick, they leave you people in Ghana and they go to America for healthcare. Why? Don't you deserve the better hospital, my brother? Pardon me. Don't you also deserve the good roads? Why should the finance minister run away to America? Because he needs healthcare. What is the sickness? He is suffering from scrotum problem. Forgive me to say it as it is. I mean, the finance minister, who was our minister for almost 8 good years, could not raise money to build a prostate ultramodern hospital in Ghana. One of the main problems that Ghanaian men faces. I've got a little bit of code, forgive me. But he was able to go to USA and pay thousands and tens of thousands for medical checkup. You are supporting these people. I keep telling you, it doesn't matter any political party in power. Ask them, the MPs, how come that their children don't go to the same hospitals? That you, when you are sick, or your mother is sick, or your father is sick, or your uncle is sick, you attend. Why? So, Mr. Politician, how come you don't attend the hospitals that we also attend? Ask them. Ask the politicians, how come your wives don't attend the same market and shop in the same places with us? Ask them, you fool that you support them. That is why they call you people ordinary Ghanaians. To them, they are not ordinary, they are superior above. So they will continue referring you as ordinary because you support their foolishness. And the more you support their foolishness, the more they will exhibit their folly unto you guys. When we speak the truth, all is welcome. You people think we hate politicians. No, I don't hate them, but I must tell them the truth that we must build Ghana before the white man comes back and colonize us again. That is my fear. That is my fear. And this time, if they recolonize us, it will be difficult. Because where are the wise men? Where are the men that will take us to the promised land? Look at the northern region. Look at abject poverty in the northern region. Meanwhile, they have cashew nuts. They have the shea butter. And yet there is no industry in the northern region. Look, they have all the animals to even have and create corned beef companies. And yet, no industry. And all their northern MPs, MPP and NDC, they have left that village. They have left that northern region and they have come and occupy the lands in the southern region. Tell me, who is going to develop the northern Ghana? If all the MPs are leaving the northern Ghana and coming to buy properties at East Legon, Adregano, Regimanuel Estate, tell me. But these are the people who vote for you. They are the people who vote for you. Why don't you give back to them? Why don't you also make them feel like human beings? Look at the white man's children. They just take their passport and they go to any country they so desire and so wishes to go. The only country that you will see the white child not going is that he or she has been warned not to go to that country. And that if you go there, we cannot guarantee your safety. It's not because of any other thing. They protect them to the day they will die. Let me ask you, when you were born, does Ghana even know you? Does Ghana even know you? Ghana only knows you when you have a name. But when you were born, nobody cared about you. That is why when the person dropped out from JSS, nobody knows that the child has dropped out of JSS. When the child drops out from SSS, nobody cares and nobody knows. And when we talk here, you come and you insult me. I can sleep. But if I sleep, I shall be judged. That I know the truth and I'm not speaking the truth. Once upon a time, I met one NDC man. And he said, you, Dr. Ren, We don't even know where you belong. Oh. We don't know whether you are MPP, you are NDC, you are CPP. We are even afraid. That is why we cannot call you, so that at least even if we have to give you something, say we are afraid. I said, don't give it to me. Go and give it to my poor sisters that lives in Kekam. Go and give to my brothers and sisters that comes from Binduri. Go and give it to them, for they need it most, not me. I'm just a messenger telling you that yes, we can build Ghana. If China was able to take 600 million people out of poverty, we can also do it. Don't let any foolish politician tell you that it cannot be done. That politician is a wicked man. If it cannot be done, how come he steals for his children? How come he steals for his wives? How come he steals and buy properties in America and in London? How come he steals? So it can be done. But they don't want to build it. Because the moment that they will build it, your children will compete with them. And they know that once the poor man's child start competing with their children, he or she will become better than them. So they don't want to give you the chance to become better. But in any wise society, men are given equal opportunity. Women are given equal opportunity to thrive. This has been my message. If you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Ren TV. If you don't like, leave me alone. I will continue to carry my message, because the message must be televised. The message must be spoken. Thank you, Ghana. God bless our homeland, Ghana, as I always say. Make our nation great and strong. And everybody and anybody and everybody who is a Ghanaian, both home and abroad, I pray that the gods of our land will bless you. I pray that the gods of our land will give you the strength, and that everything that you are searching for, if it is not greed, if it is not through thievery, may you get it. Assalamu alaikum. Atabir. Allahu Akbar. Thank you, and take good care of yourselves.